After a 0-7 start in New York for the Jets, head coach Aaron Glenn has now made the decision to bench Justin Fields in favor of Tyrod Taylor. We got a lot to talk about when it comes to that. And then Sean Payton, after his victory over the New York Jets, took a shot at Russell Wilson instead of turning the other cheek or taking a high road. Russell Wilson has responded, and I love it. Y'all know we gonna talk about it, break it all down. But you gotta hear the music first.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, football fans? Welcome back into another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm your host here, Bobby, and I'm holding it down on another daily episode. So if you tuned in, locked in, love talking football talk, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're going to kick things off talking about the New York Jets, who seem like they can never ever find a quarterback. And they have just now went through another quarterback in New York. This time, Justin Fields. Justin Fields has now been benched for the New York Jets in favor of Tyrod Taylor, who is expected to start for the Jets for the remainder of the season, according to head coach Aaron Glenn. Right now, the New York Jets currently sit at 0-7, and I'm not even upset with the decision to bench Justin Fields. What is upsetting is that a lot of us football fans knew Justin Fields was coming from a Chicago Bears team that didn't necessarily set him up well when, there was some things that he could have done better in Chicago, and then he ends up in New York after spending a little bit of time with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the expectations, at least after week one versus the Pittsburgh Steelers in that Jets uniform, many of us expected Justin Fields to go out there and have a solid season, at least after that week. But since then, Justin Fields has not been good. I know I know that a lot of people are going to look at the box sheet, not necessarily pay attention to the game and say, well, Justin Fields was completing 60% of his passes, 63% of his passes for 845 yards and had 4 touchdowns with 0 interceptions in his 6 starts. Yes, but if you actually sat there and watched the game, the quarterback play from Justin Fields, I ain't going to lie to y'all, it was unwatchable. It was really, really bad. There were times to where you seen Justin Fields not take off and utilize his legs. There were times to where Justin Fields fumbled the ball for holding on to the ball too damn long, and then that ultimately led into a strip sack. You seen Justin Fields be reluctant to throw the ball down the field, and teams just really just say, hey, we're going to drop back in coverage. We're going to run, rush whoever we're going to rush. He's going to hold the ball. He's not going to get it out on time. And that's been something that has plagued Justin Fields all the way up into this point. I think that when he played for the Pittsburgh Steelers and they went 4-2 in his starts that he played over there in Pittsburgh, I thought that he was a little bit better than what he displayed in a New York Jets jersey. But ultimately, coming into this season, we knew that with signing a 2-year deal for the New York Jets, time was ticking for Justin Fields. Let's keep it real. And it doesn't, what I'm saying, it's not one of those things, and I'm not going to sit there and hold you to where I'm going to sit there and, parade around and act as if I wasn't rooting for the guy. But when we have an obligation to keep it real, regardless of who we root for, and what I'm saying, just simply base it off football because we love the sport, I have to keep it real. Justin Fields has not been good at all this season, at all, outside of week one. And when it came down to some of these games, you're losing 11-13 to the Denver Broncos and things like that, and you're not being able to have your offensive coordinator trust you when it comes to whether they're going to throw or pass the ball down the field. You can see that the trust was fading between Justin Fields and the coaching staff. And I give a lot of props to Aaron Glenn, simply because Aaron Glenn tried to defend him. Aaron Glenn tried to wrap his arms around Justin Fields and give him something that Justin Fields never really had throughout his entire career up until this point. But ultimately, you can support a guy as much as you want to, but a guy still has to go out there and perform. And Justin Fields just didn't perform. And that's just the reality. That's just the reality of it all. Justin Fields has not performed well. And I don't know where this leads or what this means for the remainder of his career, maybe as a career backup, because he still has that athletic ability. A lot of the teammates in the locker room typically like him. And if you need him to step in for a game or two, he could go out there and help you be able to maintain or try to win football games. I really believe that. But over the course of a season, Justin Fields, at least right now, on this day, he ain't got it, bro, to be a full-time starter in this league, at least right now. I don't know if he needs to go into a rehabilitation program or one of the great offensive minds around the league. I don't necessarily know if they want to take on that task, but it is what it is. It is another bump in his journey. I don't know where he goes from here. We've seen guys like Geno Smith step up and then revitalize his career after bouncing around a little bit. Sam Darnold revitalized his career after bouncing around a little bit. Maybe some time as a backup could help Justin Fields revitalize his career. But as of this season, Justin Fields will be on the bench. And I can't even lie to you, I can't blame the New York Jets. Justin Fields has to look himself in the mirror and try to figure out what the hell was going on and why was he so reluctant to throw the damn ball. Just because you got 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions is not the end all be all. There are actual football people and football guys that are around that organization that looks at that box score and say, yeah, it looks nice on the box score, but when we need you to execute and push the ball down the field to our pass catchers, we need you available to make the pass. He just couldn't do it. And to make matters worse, the Jets owner just pretty much came out and threw more dirt on Justin Fields. The Jets owner pretty much said this, and I quote, it looks like he's parts of it turning around parts of it. He's talking about Aaron Glenn right there. He said, it's hard when you have a quarterback with a rating that we've got. He has ability, but something is just not jiving. But if you look at any head coach with a quarterback like that, you're going to see similar results across the league. You have to play consistently at that position, and that's what we're going to try to do. End quote. That comes from the Jets owner. And I can't be mad at it, because though I don't think the ownership went out there and what I'm saying, eh, I guess is a you. I think it's one of those statements that you could take either way and be like, the owner should have just kept quiet. But I think that we can't, us as fans and people that cover the league or try to cover the league, I don't think we can say we want honesty and not word salad from players or coaches or owners from the NFL. And then when they go out there and keep it real, I don't think we should be castigating them, because there's nothing wrong with what the Jets owner said here. I think it's 100% correct. I think it's 100% true. You can't win football games with a quarterback being afraid to throw the fucking ball. That's just the reality of it. And Justin Fields was afraid to throw the ball. And a lot of the times, everybody knows when you go into facing a Justin Fields, you want to contain the pocket. You don't want to go out there and let him outside the pocket because he can be deadly with his legs. And you're not a running back, bro. You're a quarterback. You're expected to throw the ball. And I think that Justin Fields could be better in his career if he had a great balance of passing and throwing. But right now, it seems like his game favors the running side. And again, I don't go out and parade for this simply because he was once my quarterback for my team. I go out there and feel sorry for the kid, to be quite honest with you. But at the end of the day, this is a production based league. And if we're keeping it real, he hasn't produced. So it is what it is. And I think that's something that is just the reality of the league, no matter who we root for. If the guys are just not good, they're just not good. And hey, it's not to say that you'll be out the league, but it is to say that you just can't be a starter right now. Who maybe there's some moment in time, a year or two down the road, Justin Fields has a resurgence. Maybe. It took time for Sam Darnold, took time for Geno Smith. Maybe my mans can learn on the bench, get smarter in understanding what it requires to be a quarterback in this league. He's had many, many chances in Chicago, in Pittsburgh, and New York. He might have to sit out. He might have to sit this one out for some time, bro. Not even gonna lie to you. But hey, now we move on to Russell Wilson. I love it. I ain't even gonna hold you. So, if you didn't know, the Denver Broncos beat the New York Giants after having a crazy comeback in the fourth quarter versus the New York Giants. The Denver Broncos ultimately won that game. After that game, Denver Broncos coach Sean Payton went to the podium and took a shot at Russell Wilson and said, "You said this. They found a little spark with that quarterback." I was talking to Giants owner John Mara not too long ago, and I said we were hoping that change would have happened long after our game. End quote. Talking about we are up a bit upset that you didn't keep Russell Wilson out there. Pretty much. And Russell Wilson grew some cojones and said this: classless, but not surprised. Didn't realize you're still bounty hunting 15 plus years later, though. Later through the media. End quote. Here's why I love it. If you can talk shit, you better be ready to receive the shit that's thrown back to you. I say that to anybody, even to me. If I come on here and I talk crazy about your team, whether that's the Packers, the Lions, the Commanders, the Patriots, the Bengals, hey, it's all fair game to talk crap about my Bears. All fair game. And what I'm gonna do? Sit there and throw a hissy fit? Nah, I'm gonna come right back. And we can have this back and forth. I don't expect a back and forth to occur between Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. I don't expect that. But I love the response from Russell Wilson. You talk greasy to me, Sean Payton. When I was Russell Wilson, when I was with you in Denver, you yelled at me and talked crazy what my whole entire time there, then got me removed out of there. And now while I'm down and I'm now a backup for the New York Giants, you found a reason after we probably haven't spoken since I left, and now you want to take a shot at me for what? Credit the young quarterback in Jackson Dart. Leave me out of that equation. And I'm with Russell Wilson. Enough being this nice guy and constantly praying for mofos. Fuck all that. Let's send the shots back. So, Russell Wilson, kudos to you, my brother. If they keep talking crazy, it's only so many times you can turn the other cheek. It's only so many times you could take the high road. I know Michelle Obama said if they go low, we go high. That's complete bullshit. I never agree with it. If somebody go low, you take it to hell. That's just my personal opinion. I don't if we going back and forth as men, I don't mention wives, I don't mention kids. But the moment you mention my wife, my kids, my life, or threaten my life, we on. It's on like Donkey Kong, baby. It's on like Donkey Kong. It's on. You know what I'm saying? Because you can say whatever you want. I ain't even gonna hold you. You can say whatever you want about me because I'm confident in myself. But once you touch the wife, once you touch the kids, and I know this kind of like a different situation, it's on. And Sean Payton, you've been throwing a hella shade for a very long time towards Russell Wilson. So I'm happy Russell Wilson did this. I need Russell Wilson to do more of this because there's so many dweebs and dorks out there mad at him because he being a hell of a father and taking care of his family and being a good husband to his woman. Some sucker shit. If we calling it how we see it, y'all. How does a man that's, you know what I'm saying, that's taking care of his family, being a good husband, being a good father to his children, receiving so much smoke from the outside, and that's not even including Sean Payton. So Russell Wilson, I want more of this. I ain't gonna lie to you. More of this. Enough is enough, bro. Enough is enough. You kept quiet for so long. I'm happy that you brought up the bounty hunting thing. Now Sean Payton can shut the fuck up because we ain't forgot. You wasn't, yeah, it was long ago. That most young NFL fans don't remember. Us fans, the fans that's been around for some time, we remember that 100% on how you tried to purposely hurt Muggs, regardless if it was somebody else. It still happened in your house. It still happened in your house. So you are just as guilty as the next mofo. So I don't want to hear it. So I'm with Russell Wilson. He went low, we go to hell. That's just how we got to take it. So Russell Wilson, continue to do what you have to do. If Sean Payton wants some smoke, give him the smoke and send out the smoke to anybody else that try to come at you, bro. Stop taking this. Stop taking it, Russ. Russell Wilson, stand on business. Enough is enough, bro. Stand on business. Enough is enough. Sean Payton, you could have just credited Jackson Dart. You could have just said, hey, that was a hell of a young rookie quarterback. He's going to have a hell of a career in this league, I believe, and kept it moving. But you wanted to bring other equation, other scenarios into this that ain't got shit to do with Russell Wilson. So good job, Russell Wilson. I love it. I love it. Go at Sean Payton. Because that mofo think that he absolved of any criticism. You okay? Nah. There's a lot of people that think they can't get criticized. Nah, motherfucker. We ain't forget about what happened 15 plus years ago. We ain't forget. We ain't forget. That's for them new young bucks. Us old, I ain't that old now. Hold on now. But us people that's been watching this league for a long time, we remember your ass being out for a whole year for suspension, for bounty gate. We remember. But hey, that is it for me today, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode, man. Before y'all get up out of here, let me know your thoughts on Justin Fields getting benched. And do y'all feel that clapback was good from Russell Wilson? Because I love it. Let me know down in the comment box below. But hey, I appreciate y'all. Make sure you always love football. And y'all already know I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. For sure.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks